Hi, Mel. Thanks for taking part in the interview today.
Absolute pleasure, Denise.
For 40 years of females in surf lifesaving at Clifton Beach.
Heavens above. Should be longer.
Longer?
Okay.
Now, Mel, what made you decide to join the club?
Well, I don't know that the decision was entirely mine, but it was more or less because at the time, my husband, Malcolm O'Brien, was a surf boat sweep. And it was a matter of either I joined the club or I became a surf boat widow. Oh. And I would never, ever see Malcolm on any occasion because he spent his entire time at the surf club. So I decided, well, if you can't beat them, join them. I might as well join the club and have a crack myself.
Right. And what was it like doing your bronze medallion?
Well, look, it was actually great. It was really, really good. It was, you know, the attention to detail and what you learned was just skills for life, you know, absolute skills for life. And it was structured incredibly well. I had great trainers. So I was taken through my bronze by Terry Edwards and also Adrian Van Loon at the time. And so it was sort of structured in such a way that, you know, we did our pool work and it was incredibly well structured. Yes. And then, you know, the nerves of finally doing your assessment and obviously the run, swim, run, which I remember Jenny Kenny Mavis was timing me at the time and I came in with a second to spare.
Oh, wonderful.
1 second to spare.
Well, you got your bronze medallion on the 9th of the 12th, 2001, just before Christmas.
Oh.
So
I was so proud.
So what patrol did you go on?
So I'm trying to think what patrol I was on, and I don't know that I can remember entirely which was the first patrol or who my patrol captain. I think my first patrol captain was Poss. I think was Simon.
Simon?
Yeah,
yep.
I think Simon was my first patrol captain. And pretty sure Merv, the husband, was on the same patrol. Having said that, he spent a lot of time in the clubhouse with the vacuum cleaner watching cricket.
Oh.
Yeah, at the time I seem to remember while we were all on the beach. But it was great because, you know, Simon was fantastic in that it's really important to keep your skills up. So there's no point in going on a patrol and just sitting and doing nothing and enjoying the sunshine, because those skills are skills that you need to build on consistently and continuously. So, you know, Simon, whether we liked it or not, would always set up you know, scenarios for us and rescue scenarios. So we always kept on top of our skills. And I think what was very good at the time as well, that is a little different these days, is that a lot of the awards were actually combined. They weren't separate. So we could do our Ducky Crew ticket at the same time as our bronze. It was actually part of the bronze medallion. So as opposed to having to do it separately now. So that was great, yeah, and we spent a lot of time, you know, doing fun things on the beach.
So you got your IRB crew. Did you ever get your drivers?
I got my drivers. I was next to Sandy McManus. I was the second woman at Clifton to get my driver's ticket.
In that squad?
In that, well, yes. So I did my crew, and then later I went and did my driver's ticket. And of course, Simon was also my instructor. I do vividly remember, as I was a little bit, well, you know, tentative, a little bit worried about, you know, giving it a bit too much gas. And as I'm coming into the beach, I vividly remember Simon yelling at me, just saying, "Stop poodling, you're poodling. We won't have any more poodling." Yeah, I do remember that. That's the thing that you remember. So yes, yeah, it was a fun time. We went out in some pretty big surf when I got my driver's ticket, I remember. And yeah, one of the boys flipped the ducky at the time. And so he was made drive around and round in circles for 2 hours.
Simon would have been happy with that.
Yes, well, you know, it was a learning curve. It was a learning curve, but it was good. Yeah, it was great fun. It was really good fun. Not that I would ever say I was a very good ducky driver. Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, what are some of the things that you enjoyed about being a surf lifesaver?
Look, I think what everybody would have said, which is the camaraderie, you know, the friendships that you build and maintain essentially for the rest of your life. You know, everybody was going through similar things together. So everybody, whether you were at a higher level or lower, I think that, you know, that everyone supported one another going through getting your bronze. And of course, also being on patrol together, I think that was great. And of course, going away to the competitions was excellent. You know, we had a great time going away and competing for the club. And it was great that, you know, it did have that really significant club atmosphere. You were very proud to be competing for Clifton Surf Lifesaving Club. And yeah, I think, and, you know, you had that healthy rivalry between yourself and Carlton or whoever else it might have been. So, yeah.
And some of your mates in the boat, the female mates in the boat, were Megan.
Yes.
Cam and Rachel.
Yes. Yep.
Any good experience, any stories about them?
So, well, you know, the standing joke is that boaties can't swim. And I'm a reasonable swimmer. I'm a consistent swimmer. I'm a pretty strong swimmer, but I'm a very slow swimmer. And I remember going and doing my proficiency for the next season we were going through with Cam, who's a very strong swimmer. And Cam, she's also very competitive. So it didn't seem to matter that we were a part of the same club. She just swam over the top of me, like actually physically over the top of me. So yeah, but no, we had great times, because probably one of the best was the fact that we had a serious rivalry with the Devonport girls at the time, who were a very, very strong surfboat crew. We just missed out on winning by nothing at all. And I think just by having an accident at partway catching a crab, we just missed out on winning the surf safari, which we did go on to win later, I think. But that year, that same season, we won the state championship.
Yes, in 2010.
Was it 2010? There you go. So winning the state championship was really cool indeed. Super cool to beat the Devonport girls, just saying.
And was it with the same crew?
Yes, it was with the same crew. Wasn't a lot of surf at the time, so it kind of made it harder. Your fitness had to be spot on at the time, and we really trained hard. You know, we trained we swam 3-4 mornings a week. You know, we probably did 5 to odd Ks every day. You know, we did our weights, etc. So fitness was key, and I think that just at that particular time we were fit enough to drag Merv around in a boat, which
I was just going to ask you, was Merv your sweep every time?
Yeah, Merv was the sweep. And for those who do know Merv, he's not a small man, so fairly big to drag around. And actually in that state championship, he decided that he would do something, well, I don't know, some might say stupid, but he decided if it was going to be a very tight race, because you are able to finish with 3 in the boat in control, he decided that he would jump out of the back of the boat just before the line and kick the boat over the line, which, had it been a tight race, we would have lost, because the first thing he did was kick us across the line and the boat breached. And I think we crossed the line sideways. Right. But we won, and that's the most important thing. Yes.
Now, what advice would you give to any female that may be considering to do their bronze?
Yeah, don't consider it, just do it. If it seems hard, you're absolutely correct. It is. And it should be. Like, it should be difficult. It shouldn't be a doddle, because this is something that we're doing because we may have to save a life. We may have to save somebody's life. So you are going to be doing something that is of extreme value. You're going to be learning skills for life and to save a life. So it's going to be tough. You'll probably have a few failures along the way, but the main thing is Denise, as you know too, is that the assessors are there to support you. They want you to succeed. They don't want you to fail.
No.
So never feel that you have, because it may take some people a little longer. You might be like me, like a bit of an average sort of swimmer, or potentially in terms of sport, you might be like me with beach flags, completely uncoachable and totally useless. But everyone's got their skills. And if you're thinking about doing your bronze, don't think, just get on the phone, get down to the club, whomever you might know in the surf club, find out what your links are, and you're going to be with a fantastic team. You're going to be with some brilliant people and learning some incredible skills.
Now, getting back to your patrol, your bronze squad, quite a few of the people that participated in your squad went to Kingston were members.
Yeah.
So they got their bronze as part of the Kingston club.
Yes. Yeah. Which was fantastic to see that there was another club being built nearby.
Yep.
And that we, as a club at Clifton, could also support that and watch that new club grow, which was good. And we, patrolled at Kingston as well as patrolling at Clifton, and so that was great.
Yeah. Any funny experiences or stories that you can tell? Good, clean ones.
I know, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, the ones that are appropriate. Look, well, we've had quite a few. I was trying to think of one sort of most recently, but probably not necessarily funny, but Linda, who is now Linda Hawkins, who was also in my crew, she was the stroke and, just a top girl, but she was aquaphobic. And so I actually had to talk her into, I think she may have had a couple of wines at the time that I sort of encouraged her to come and get involved with the surf club. And she at the time couldn't even put her head under the shower. She was utterly just unable to get in the water. And over a period of time, I would just turn up at 6 o'clock in the morning on her doorstep and say, rightio, it's time to go. And we'd go to Clarence every morning. And, she'd go, no, I'm going back to bed and I'm going to do this. But she would, and she stuck at it and she stuck at it and she stuck at it. And, we ended up having a really successful surf boat cruise. She got her bronze. And she's actually gone on to, I think she's won an Australian championship now.
I think she may have, yes.
But she's now with one of the Sydney clubs. And she's still a surf lifesaver, and she is an excellent surf lifesaver and an incredible surf boat rower. Really a great mentor to a lot of the other women who are in the club and the younger members of the club, which I think is great. I think somebody's already told the seal in the boat story.
Yes,
so that was pretty hilarious. I'm trying to think, there was so many. I think did have a pretty funny incident where, unfortunately, the canteen ladies, I think this was when I was president, the canteen ladies for some reason couldn't make it that particular day to open the canteen. And so I'd put my hand up to run the canteen that day with Fat Man. And yeah, for those of you who know Fat Man, that was an interesting experience in and of itself, given I do seem to remember that here we were in our surf life-saving gear and we're behind the counter in the canteen, and a fella came up with his young child and said, have you got anything vegetarian? To which Fat Man answered, oh yeah, we got ham and cheese sandwiches. We got ham and cheese toasties. Couldn't convince him they weren't vegetarian. They got ham in them, Fat Man. That's... Well, yeah, so that was pretty funny. I mean, there were just so many good times, great times when we went away for championships. We went to Stockton in New South Wales for the Australian Surf Rowers League Australian Championships. We had to pick up a couple of other people on the way. So Merv and myself were in one car towing a surf boat. Jarvo was in the other car towing a surf boat. We had walkie-talkies, and we had to pick up Matt Pooley on the way from Sydney Airport. Now, Malcolm had borrowed a navman, and he was convinced that this had to be used. And I said, look, mate, darling, there's massive signs that have planes on them. So the navman's probably not necessary to get to Sydney Airport. I reckon I can help with that. No, you have to put that in the navman. So in the navman, I couldn't find Sydney Airport. I could only find Bankstown Airport. So I've alerted him to this. No, Bankstown Airport, only one there. Let's just use the big signs that say airport, shall we? So we did, and we managed to get to Sydney Airport, and we picked Matt Pooley up on the way, and we swung back. And keep in mind, we're towing these great long surf boats in Sydney. So we've pulled over and Malcolm's gone, right, we need to put Newcastle into the navman. And I've gone, I don't think so, because there's a really big sign that says Newcastle. No, we'll put it in the navman. So we put it in the navman, and regardless of what the sign said, Malcolm just kept driving. But because he didn't know how to use the navman, we drove for a very long time till we found ourselves at Bankstown Airport. Yeah. Don't always listen to Digital Debbie. She doesn't always give you the best directions. Listen to the wife.
Thank you, Mel, for your interview. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure, Denise.
Thank you.